to camp, the Bills edition. Buffalo Bills open camp on July 28th, coming off yet another painful playoff exit, which really prompted a head coaching change in the offseason. Sean McDermott shown the door. Pro Bowl tackle Deion Dawkins spoke to our friends at the NFL Network, the Good Morning Football show, about this season with urgency.
Everybody has to do better. So we're all going to be that and do that so we can get over that hump and we can be exactly what we want to be and stop talking about it, right? Like, I'm ready for it. It's time. And I'm telling you, man, it's kill to be killed. And we're not playing around. We are not playing around with nobody.
All right, we're not playing around with nobody. Does that move the needle or not? Deion Dawkins in mid-July talking about an added sense of urgency going into this year.
I think it reflects the reality of where the Bills are, which is they were in the second round of the playoffs last year and their coach got fired. Highly successful head coach who'd been there for 9 years and reestablished the program as one of the better ones in the league. So Deion Dawkins is sitting there articulating that. Like, no one's safe. No one should feel safe if that can happen. They are at I would say they're toward the back end of a window. They'll have a window as long as Josh Allen is there. But this group that has been close so many times knows that it probably has less time in front of it than behind it. And Deion Dawkins is articulating a sense of urgency that I think is going to drive the Buffalo Bills all year.
Tim, what do you make of this Buffalo Bills team? And do you see them as a squad that can go the distance the way they're built and the way they're approaching this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can because their quarterback is probably the best quarterback in the game right now. So you're always going to have a shot. I think the dangerous spot I see Buffalo in is that, you know, they're kind of this team that because you have Josh Allen, because he's so good, because, you just fired Sean McDermott, you have a team that has Super Bowl expectations with a first-year head coach. And there's almost this feeling of the regular season's a formality. Like, if the Bills win 14 games, there aren't going to be any parades in Buffalo. It's going to be about what happens in the postseason. Do they go to the Super Bowl? Do they win the Super Bowl? I think it's just a dangerous place to be. We've seen it with an organization like the Baltimore Ravens, where you do that and everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. That's great. Show me what you do in the postseason. In the early 2000s, that's what Philadelphia was like. And the magnitude of pressure on a team in the postseason when you're living in that environment, I think sometimes can absolutely cripple teams in the postseason.
They have a new coaching staff, right? They fired McDermott, but they elevate Brady to head coach. They bring in Jim Leonard. It might not be all about Josh Allen this year. What do you make of this team with a little bit of a new look with new coaches?
Yeah, I think it's going to be on the defense, and I'm interested to see what this defense is going to look like under Jim Leonard. He's a guy that came from the Denver Broncos, a team that actually beat the Buffalo Bills last year in the playoffs. But you go back all the way to the years when they had seconds on the clock, right, versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
13 seconds.
And that defense allowed Kansas City to go down and kick a field goal that game within overtime. Kansas City never gave the Buffalo Bills the football back. You go 2 years ago in the AFC Championship game. Well, if I score 29 points offensively, I expect my defense to hold the Kansas City Chiefs to under 29 points. Guess what? They scored 32. You look at last year versus the Denver Broncos. We scored 30 points on offense. Well, guess what? The Denver Broncos scored 33. So, in my opinion, it's about that defense in Buffalo and how they're going to be able to assist Josh Allen when it matters the most. When does it matter the most? In playoff time, because they've been knocking at the door for a very, very long time. 2 AFC Championship game appearances. It's time for this team to get over that hump and be in a Super Bowl with an opportunity to bring a Super Bowl back to Buffalo. And I'll be honest, y'all, I don't think any fans deserve it more than the Buffalo Bill fans.
Yeah.
What they had to go through in the 90s, losing 4 Super Bowls, what they had to go through so far with Josh Allen as their quarterback, that fan base is unbelievable. I know they're waiting for a Super Bowl, especially because they got a new stadium as well, too.
New stadium. Sean McDermott was there 9 years, was the winningest coach in football over that span. Showing the door. Couple moments like this on the show. This happened yesterday. This is Tom Brady at a Carnival dunk tank dunking Rob Gronkowski in a vat of Raising Cane's cane sauce at Fanatics Fest. That is Gronk. That is cane sauce. The most dignified moment of Gronk's career, and Brady clearly better than 7 Super Bowls is this moment here as he dunks his old teammate in cane sauce. I got Harry Douglas here. Harry, your reaction to this moment in sports history?
Did they do this to raise money?
I don't know. Maybe for themselves. I don't know.
Because if they did it to raise money, I would rather just donate.
Okay.
I'm just going to donate the money before I get dunked in sauce.
I mean, I'm a fan of.
Look, Gronk up there looking all damn saucy.
I've seen Brady hoist Lombardis. I've seen Gronk make touchdowns in the Super Bowl. But this might be their pinnacle of both their careers athletically. Harry, I don't know what to say beyond that.
Better him than me. Or you, Peter.
That's you. I do like that sauce, though. Okay, to college football we go, where ACC Media Days are happening now in Charlotte. Dabo and Clemson finished just 7-6 last year after being ranked number 4 in the preseason. The Tigers have now not won a national title since the 2018 season. But Dabo knows what winning feels like, and he wants to move on from last year's struggles. We thought this was some interesting sound. Take a listen to Dabo Swinney yesterday.
We've won 11 championships in the last 15 years. And then you have a season like last year, and that's kind of what everybody wants to focus on. We're 151-7 all the way back to 2010 when we lead in the fourth quarter. 2 of those 7 were last year.
Okay, we've got the great Paul Finebaum and Heather Dinich joining us on the show. Harry's right here. Paul, there's Dabo making the case that Clemson football, we've been really good. Relax on last year's overreaction. What's your take to his comments?
Somebody should dunk him in that Raising Cane sauce, because I am getting so just exasperated listening to Dabo tell us how great he used to be. They're not great anymore. You don't hear Brady talking about his Super Bowls or LeBron or any of the great. I mean, Dabo is just stuck on stupid right now, trying to convince us that his program is still legitimate. It's not. It's slipping and sliding away. It's good. Maybe they'll win 9 games this year. Maybe they won't. But they lost 6 games last year with the Heisman favorite. That is downright embarrassing.
Finebaum coming in hot here. Heather, we want to look at another team and another coach who's looking to turn things around after a disappointing year last season. That's Bill Belichick at UNC. They went 4-8 last year. What's at stake for Bill Belichick?
Well, when we talk about hot seats and Bill Belichick, to me, it's more about retirement seat, retirement watch. I mean, when he took this job, he was 72 years old. He's going to be 74 years old in April. And look, the guy is a winner. He's a competitor. I would just be shocked if he would want to continue after another embarrassing season. And it might not be. They had a fantastic recruiting class. You know, they made a lot of staff changes. No one really knows what to expect from this team. He signed through 2029, which today feels like a really long time. But to me, it's more about his decision of, hey, do I want to keep doing this? And I certainly don't want to go out in an embarrassing fashion.
There was no more exciting storyline in college football last year than Bill Belichick. And then it felt like you didn't hear about it after October because they were not a good team. Harry, what do you make of year 2 for Belichick?
So for Bill Belichick, in my opinion, it's about how do you overcome adversity? Because right now, as we sit here today, there's not many people that are interested in North Carolina football. And for Bill Belichick, who a lot of us view as the greatest of all time in the National Football League, that's pretty sad at this moment right now.
Paul, what do you think's at stake for Belichick this year?
I think his college future, and no one's taking away his 6 Super Bowls, but ending like he is going to end is really embarrassing and sad, and in many ways pathetic, Peter, because this didn't have to happen. He only took this job because he was bitter that he couldn't get an NFL job. He chose the wrong place. He has tried to use the magic of yesteryear, and it simply hasn't worked. And I'll break it to everyone who is curious how many games they're going to win this year. Their over and under in Vegas is 4.5. 5 wins would be considered a success, and that would mean another embarrassment. And yes, Heather is right. He won't get fired, but he should seriously consider retirement.
Paul, I just got to say, it's Friday, July 17th. You are bringing the fire this morning, and we appreciate this energy in these takes. One team that is getting a lot of heat also in a good way is Notre Dame football, and they are on a little media tour in New York right now, hitting a couple different spots, including our show in just a bit. Marcus Freeman and quarterback C.J. Carr and several other players are making the rounds, and they're going to be with us today. One rule for the college football playoff next season is that Notre Dame is now guaranteed a playoff spot if they finish in the selection committee's top 12. Last season, they finished in 11th place and they missed the playoffs. Heather, how much pressure is Notre Dame under to win it this year after not making the big dance last year?
See, I don't think they're under pressure to win it all because I don't think you can say that in college football anymore about any team because it is so hard. It's so difficult. They're under pressure to make the playoff because of that rule that you guys just showed on the screen. If Notre Dame's not a top 12 team, that's a fail. And Marcus Freeman and CJ Carr and everyone in that program will tell you the exact same thing. So they have to finish in the top 12. I think, guys, that they have enough talent on this roster to make a case as a preseason #1 team. To me, they are loaded. I love their defense. I went to South Bend this spring, and these guys, they're talking about a revenge tour, right? They get Miami at home in November. Look out for the Irish.
Okay, Terry, what do you make of the Irish? That's high praise right there as early preseason #1.
They're a dang good football team, and they're going to have the best secondary in football. When you look at Aiden Schuler, Leonard Moore, and Christian Gray, those guys can play with the best of them. But we also have to realize Marcus Freeman is a former athlete.
Yeah.
And the way he thinks, he's just not going to be satisfied making the college football playoffs. This is a team that went to the national championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
So they're not just going to be happy and satisfied because they made it. They want to go win it all and bring that trophy back to South Bend, Indiana, in my opinion.
I will add this, my little insight. I had a friend who I trust who was at the Manning Passing Academy, and he came out of there saying CJ Carr was the best quarterback he saw that entire week down there in Mississippi throwing football. So that's another one. We're going to have both those guys here on the set in just a bit. Coming up in about 20 minutes, that's going to happen. We're going to have them. It's Freeman and it's CJ Carr. They're going to be live in studio here, so hang tight. Now it's time for our Women's Sports Sundays preview presented by TJ Maxx. Beginning